ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੋਰਡ ਰਾਮੀ ਰੇਂਜ ਵਾਲੇ ਲੈਕਚਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਉਹ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੇ UK ਦੇ ਬੜੇ ਜਾਣੇ ਪਛਾਣੇ ਐਂਟਰਪ੍ਰੈਨਰ ਆ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਐਕਸਪੋਰਟ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਅਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਵਾ ਇਹ ਸ਼ੋਕੇਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ, ਸਾਡੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਕਸੈਸ ਸਟੋਰੀਜ਼ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮੋਟੀਵੇਸ਼ਨ, ਇੰਸਪੀਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲੇ। ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। 6 ਵਜੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਣੀ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੋਰਡ ਸਵਰਾਜ ਪੋਲ ਦੀ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਫਿਰ ਇੱਕ ਲੈਕਚਰ ਹੋਊਗਾ, ਫਿਰ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਐਂਡ ਆਨਸਰਿੰਗ ਸੈਸ਼ਨ, ਅਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਲੋਰਡ ਪੋਲ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਬੁੱਕ ਦੀ ਸਾਈਨਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਊਟਕਮ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਇਹ ਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਵੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਈਏ, ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਸ਼ੋਕੇਸ ਕਰੀਏ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡੀ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਇੰਟੈਗਰਲ ਪਾਰਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਾਂ ਲੋਰਡ ਰਾਮੀ ਦੇ ਲੈਕਚਰ ਨੂੰ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ। ਸਾਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ 'ਚੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੋਡਸ਼ਿਪ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਅਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਵੀ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਭਾਈ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੀ ਸਕਸੈਸਫੁਲ ਹੋਣ, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੀ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਆਪਣੇ ਡਿਵੈਲਪ ਕਰਨ, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੀ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਪਾਰਟੀਸੀਪੇਟ ਕਰਨ, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੀ ਪੋਲੀਟਿਕਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਰਟੀਸੀਪੇਟ ਕਰਨ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਬਣੇ। ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਬਣਨ ਨਾਲ ਇਹੀ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਆ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਆ ਉਹ ਸੁਣੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਹਰੇਕ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ। ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੌਮ ਨੂੰ ਵਧਾਈਏ, ਆਪਣੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਪੁਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਵਧਾਈਏ, ਅਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਭਤਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਫੈਲਾਈਏ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Folks, today we're at University of Wolverhampton, just at the backside of the Molyneux Stadium, Wolverhampton, which is doing really well, the football club itself. And we have Narindajit, Deputy Lieutenant of the West Midlands, Ninderpadi, and also an absolute leader in context of business and award-winning events that they're doing. Natural awards, which are not just Birmingham, not just Leicester, but now in 2020 in London. Have I got that right? And Birmingham, of course, and Birmingham. Okay, ICC, which is happening in 7th of February. Okay, would you... Of course I will, of course. Now, would you like to say a few things about the reason why you're here?
Yeah. Okay, so this centre's been set up, one of the first in the UK, and what we're trying to do is instill, encourage and promote Sikhi values.
Okay.
So we're going to do a series of lectures of Sikh entrepreneurs so we can inspire the next generation. So we're looking across the whole spectrum of what drives Sikhs in the modern world, and enterprise is one of them. So this will be one of many lectures we hold, promoting the very thing that makes us Sikhs self-dependent, with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of initiative and a lot of entrepreneurialism. And of course, we're dominating the world now when it comes to entrepreneurs. And I'm talking to one here, so you know.
But wasn't our Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the first entrepreneur for all of us to learn from?
Absolutely. Look, it's all about self-dependency. And the one thing about Sikhs is we don't look for help. We get on with it and we do it. And that's what tonight's going to be about. So our keynote speaker is a 5-time enterprise winner, so that's the Queen's Awards, 5 times. He's just been ennobled as a lord in the House of Lords. So, you know, we're setting the pace. Sikhs are great integrators. Yeah. We integrate in any society, whether it's American, Canadian, UK, wherever. We're setting the pace. Absolutely. And our reputations advance us. Now, I tell you, if you go to Malaysia and Singapore or any part of Southeast Asia, you walk in as a Sardar, the door opens. And that's the kind of responsibility we have. Yeah. And that's where we have to match up and make sure, and we have to make sure that we instill those for the next generations.
Absolutely. And I must clear at this moment right now, before everybody starts saying Guru Nanak Dev Ji is our guru, not an entrepreneur. But actually, wasn't he an entrepreneur when he turned that 20 rupees into what is now driven as langar all around the world? That's entrepreneurship on another scale. Has Sikh values, all of our identity, Kirat karo, vand ke shako. And you know, is that not what we're doing and embedding all over the world? And also taking everybody with us.
Look, if you've only got to look around the world to see what Sikhs do for charity.
Yeah.
And there's enough people doing that. And that just shows that we're not only interested in generating wealth, but we're also interested in distributing that wealth. And we distribute that through charitable means. And so, you know something, it's quite cool to be a Sikh and it's quite cool to be a Sardar. And, you know, it's a great place to go. And, you know, we do walk around shoulders back and saying, you know.
I have to concur. If there's ever been a time that Sikhi has been more fashionable or in trend, it has to be right now. I have people coming over, and based on our identity, we're distinguishable. 1 in a million. They know who we are, and people are researching us right now. In fact, if you look at Google search, what's going on around the world, not only are we living, we're also allowing others to live.
Absolutely. Look. You're right. I mean, it's a great place to be. And I think the message we're giving to the next generation is be proud of your heritage, be proud of who you are, because you're unique. You and I were born in the UK, so we can move between both cultures.
Yeah.
And we appreciate both cultures, and we adapt to both cultures. That's what makes Sikhs the best people to have in your community.
Every community, let's be clear on this, every community, Sikh, Hindu, Muslim, Christians, Catholic, everybody's equal, because in Sikhi, we are all equal. The only difference is we stand out, not just physically, but also things that we do in the background.
I think we're also very tolerant of other communities and tolerant of other religions, and we believe in, as I say, Del Saf. And as long as we behave with integrity and behave with a commitment to help others, you can't go wrong.
I always find, on a final note, I always find that those that give and give credit to other people, never take credit, are always the most successful. Have you seen that trait in the most successful people?
I think if you go looking for recognition, you won't get it. If recognition is the last on your priority list, you'll get it, simply because you're putting back. So I'd say to anybody who's watching and listening, think of your community, ask of yourself, what can I do to promote the community's self-interest, and how can I be a part of it?
Ninder, thank you very much. Always a powerful 5 minutes with Ninder. And Ninder, if anybody wants to search him, is on LinkedIn. He has a fabulous following. He's also at the Festival of Enterprise next week, talking on stage to budding entrepreneurs. And he's going to be talking about, I'm going to share that with you shortly. Okay, so we have Manmohan Singh Maheru with us, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ Wolverhampton 50 ਸਾਲ 60 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਰਹਿੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ
60 ਸਾਲ ਰਹਿੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਹੋਰ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ opportunity and culture 4 decades in England ਕਿਤਾਬ ਲਿਖੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ Deadly Archives ਔਰ Wolverhampton Archives ਨੇ very respectfully place ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਬਣਾਇਆ 46 years ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਚਲਾਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਬੈਂਕਰਪਸੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਪਰ ਇਹਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਰਾਜ ਕੀ ਆ what has made you successful?
The main reason is that we are not very much bothered about profit. We kept the jobs going. Remember when American credit crunch came, the sheds were ours, the factory was ours, we didn't pay the rent. We carried on in business, and then the European law came, health and safety. ਅਸੀਂ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ improve ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ. We were waiting for the time when others will go bankrupt, which they went, and now we are booming.
Well done. ਥੋੜੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਵੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਚਲਾਈ ਜਾਵੋ ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੋਕੋ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਰੋਕੋ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਲੋਕ ਬੈਂਕਰਪਸੀਆਂ ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਦੇਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਆ I know why they're hustling because ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਬੈਂਕਰਪਸੀ ਦੇਣ ਦਾ bad debt ਪਾਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਰੋ and move on with a new trading entity.
ਇਹੋ ਹੀ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਕਰੈਕਟਰ ਨੂੰ, ਮੇਰੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਨੂੰ, ਮੇਰੀ ਬਾਇਓਗ੍ਰਾਫੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਦੀ ਫੋਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਟਰਾਈ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਵੀ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਐਜ਼ ਐਨ ਇਮੀਗਰੈਂਟ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ ਔਰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਕਸੈਸਫੁਲ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਜਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ, ਅਤੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਟਰੀਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਅਤੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਇਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਟਰੀਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ JW ਹੰਟ ਕੱਪ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਹਾਂ। JW ਹੰਟ ਕੱਪ ਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਸਪੋਂਸਰ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ। ਆਹ ਮੇਰਾ ਕਲਰ ਹੈ, ਯਾਨੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਮੇਨ ਸਪੋਂਸਰ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਹੀ ਹਾਂ। ਯਾਨੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੈਸਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ 1000-2000 ਪਾਉਂਡ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਣੋਂ ਕਦੇ ਸੰਕੋਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ, ਯਾਨੀ ਝਿਜਕਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ।
ਸੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਹ ਦੱਸੋ, ਆਹ ਦਸਵੰਧ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਕੀ ਆ? ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਅੱਜ ਲੋਕ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਦੇਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਪੈਸਾ, ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਆ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ?
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੀ ਉਮਰ ਹੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਦ ਆਇਆ। ਯਾਨੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਐਕਸਲ ਕੀਬੋਰਡ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬਲਦੇਵ ਕੰਦੋਲੇ ਨੇ ਖੋਲ੍ਹਿਆ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਚਲਾਇਆ, ਵਰਿੰਗਟਨ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਮੁੰਡਾ, ਉਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿਕਾਸ ਮੰਚ ਦਾ ਹੀ। ਉਹਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਦਘਾਟਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਇਨੋਗੂਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੀਬੋਰਡ ਦੀ, ਅਤੇ ਸਮੈਤਕ ਦੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਗਰਚਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੀਗੇ। ਗਰਚਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੋਤਰੇ ਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਮਨਾਇਆ। ਮੈਂ ਗਰਚਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਆਰਡਰ ਕਰਤਾ, ਕਹਿਤਾ, ਐਲਾਨ ਕਰਤਾ ਵੀ ਗਰਚਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਪੋਤਰੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਮਨਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਐਕਸੈਲ ਕੀਬੋਰਡ ਦਾ ਬਰਥਡੇ ਵੁਲਵਰਹੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਬੜੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਹਾਲ ਲਿੰਡਨ ਹਾਊਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਨਾਵਾਂਗੇ, ਔਰ ਮਨਾਇਆ। ਇਹ ਅਖੰਡ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਹੀ ਹੈ।
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਗੋਇੰਗ ਬੈਕ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਵੀ ਆ ਕੁਛ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ?
ਮੁੱਲਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ, ਸਗੋਂ ਸਭ ਕੁਛ ਹੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਖਰਚੀਦਾ। ਜਿੰਨੇ ਥਾਂ ਵੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ, ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਜਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਥੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਬਲਦੇਵ ਕੰਦੋਲਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ, ਜਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਲੈਸਨ ਦੇਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਕਿੱਡੀ ਦੂਰ ਆ ਵਰਿੰਗਟਨ ਤੋਂ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਲੰਡਨ ਤੱਕ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਰਾਊਂਡਸ ਉਹਨ ਲਾਤੇ ਹੋਣੇ। ਸਿਰਫ ਸਵਾਦ ਇਹ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਬਈ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦਾ ਐਕਸੈਲ ਕੀਬੋਰਡ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫੌਂਟ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਯਾਨੀ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ,
ਕਿਉਂ ਯੂਨੀਕੋਡ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਬੇਸਡ ਹੈ ਸਾਰਾ। ਯੂਨੀਕੋਡ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਬੇਸਡ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਨੀ, ਬਣ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੀ, ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤਰੱਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ।
So Benji, Dr. Abinder Kaur, OBE?
MBE
ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਪਤਾ ਫਰਕ ਕੀ ਆ OBE ਜਾਂ MBE ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ, because all the viewers want to know what is the difference.
It's just a simple difference in title, that's all. Hanji.
So can I take OBE ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ MBE ਲਿਆ? Are you sure? Yes. Okay, fine. So you've said it now. You're talking to MBE. You're talking to somebody who's sporting Sikh and Punjabi studies. I've noticed in the title, because I've been here before, you've invited me out when Satinder Sartaaj was here. It was such a beautiful surrounding. Everybody is 100% capacity. Can you remember what that program was? Was it the opening?
That was the actual launch of the centre. Pichhle saal in March 2018. Yes. We had a fantastic launch. Okay. So with Satinder Sartaaj, Dr. Satinder Sartaaj was our guest of honour. ਉਹ ਆਪ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਉਂਦੇ, ਉੱਥੇ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸਰ ਨਾ। ਸੋ ਇਟ ਵਾਸ ਰੀਲੀ ਫਿਟਿੰਗ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਲਾਂਚ ਲਈ ਬੁਲਾਈਏ, ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਹੁਣ, ਜੋ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹਾਂ। In many ways, you know, with the blessings of Waheguru, the centre is going from strength to strength, and it's great to see that at the UK, the university, the batch, Okay,
you've just reminded me of a few things that I want to talk to you about. This couldn't be more perfect and fitting. But tell me one thing: you've put Punjabi Sikh studies or Sikh and Punjabi studies. What's the difference?
So basically, this is to encompass Punjab, the Punjabi way of life, the Punjabi culture, but we also have to recognise that not all Sikhs are Punjabi. Okay. So if we just have, say, the Punjabi centre, then it excludes many other Sikhs as well who are non-Punjabi. Yeah. And we very much want to research, etc., ki Punjabi culture, Punjabi virsa, pre-1947 Punjab as well. So ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਮਿਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ, in the sense ਕਿ center ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ।
I think it's beautiful. You've kept everybody inclusive. But sanu aha daso, today we're hearing lots of things on the news like Punjabi is really in trouble, Amaboli is in trouble, Punjab is in trouble. What's your opinion, considering, you know, with your vast amount of experience with what's going on?
ਇੱਥੇ ਯੂਕੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਵੱਡਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦਾ ਐਂਡ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਓਨੈਸਟ ਵਿਦ ਯੂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਕਿ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਾਇਮ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਇਟ ਹੈਜ਼ਨਟ ਰੀਅਲੀ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਈ ਰੀਜਨਸ ਦੇਖ ਲਈਏ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀਆਂ ਐਕਸੈਟਰਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੀਡੀਅਮ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਰੀਸੈਂਟਲੀ ਫੈਬਰੂਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਲਗਾਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਸੀ ਸਾਰਾ ਮੀਡੀਅਮ ਹਰੇਕ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਬਟ ਆਈ ਵਾਸ ਕੁਆਇਟ almost shocked ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ you know Hindi you know was creeping in that ਇੱਥੇ we've got the same problem here in the UK ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ next generation ਵਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ you know ਪੰਜਾਬੀ we can't lose ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕਿੰਨੇ predictions ਹੋਏ ਆ ਕਿ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ will be wiped out etc ਫਿਰ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਹ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਵੇਂ ਟੂਲਸ ਡਿਵੈਲਪ ਕਰੀਏ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀ ਦੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਗੇਜ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਝੜਕੇ ਮਾਰੀ ਜਾਈਏ ਕਿ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਪੈਰੈਂਟਸ ਦੀ ਫਾਲਟ ਆ ਨਾ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਦੀ ਫਾਲਟ ਆ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਫਾਲਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ because exactly because life busy ਆ ਸਾਡੇ circumstances different ਆ but rather than ਬਸ blame ਦੇਈ ਜਾਈਏ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਨੂੰ ਐਡਰੈਸ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰੀਏ ਹੈ ਨਾ
Wonderful. I think you've given a really good explanation. You've also led on really nicely to another point. Punjabi music is really in trend from America and Canada right now. Where do you think that's going to lead us? Is it positive or negative?
ਮੇਰਾ ਤਾਂ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਭੰਗੜੇ ਦੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਆ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਗਾਣੇ I think it's a positive in the sense that ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ you know ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਲਫ਼ਜ਼ ਇੱਥੇ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਲਫ਼ਜ਼ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਹੀ you know ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਜਾਂ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਸਮਝ ਆਉਣ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਕਿ ਓ ਯਾ ਉਸ ਗਾਣੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ you know ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਸੀ ਐਂਡ ਇਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਜਸਟ ਦ ਗਾਣਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਬਣਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਰਿਲੇਟ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਕਲਚਰ ਆ ਇਹ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਇਹ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਵੱਜ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਇਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਆਈਡੈਂਟੀਟੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲਿਰਿਕਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਿਊਟੀ ਇਹ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਈਡੈਂਟੀਟੀ ਫਰਦਰ ਕਰਾਉਂਦੀ ਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ
I have to concur with you 100% here. I was never into Bhangra music. Only 2 years ago, believe it or not, I was like, wait, this is fascinating. Our Bhangra culture, music, it teaches us attitude and confidence. There's something about us. Jeri cheez aapa gwai ferde a. We need to get that back. In some way or another, it's also what gives you confidence. When you go on stage and dance or go to a wedding and you dance, you're actually building in your confidence. Je aaj koi gora sanu keh debe, what are you doing? And you're like, oh my God, I don't want to do that. I'm so nervous. I'm so conscious of my surroundings. Today, when you go to Gore's functions, they often say, can we put Bhangra music on?
Absolutely, ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਵਿਆਹ ਨੂੰ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਫਿਨਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਥੇ all of a sudden ਪੰਜਾਬੀ MC is on the you know and the Gore you know absolutely going mad and it makes you proud and okay wow you know Helsinki the ਵਿੱਚ you know ਸਾਡੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਵੱਜ ਰਹੇ ਆ and you know you're right
Was it an Indian Punjabi wedding or was it English?
It was a mixed marriage, but the majority of guests were not Punjabi. The majority of guests were non-Punjabi, and they were all on the dance floor, na? And this is why you know even dance they through jira bhangra ya gidda ya oh sade Punjabi virse da hissa ya, na? And to say ke you know we shouldn't be doing this, we shouldn't be doing that. In my opinion, we should be because identity is about maintaining the cultural aspect of it as well, which is really important.
And let's face it, it should be fun. And, you know, since when has it not been fun? It's always been fun. Nyane always want fun. Do you know, about 2 nights ago, I went home and it was very late and my wife said to me, you've got to put the kids to sleep. I said to them, we're going to have one dance and then they'll go to sleep. And they were doing Bhangra dancing, jumping up and down. And I looked at them and I thought, this is the only link I can make just now. Later on, they can understand the music, but today, I just want them to know that they're Punjabi. Do you do the same with yours? Or are they a bit more grown up?
No, I mean mine is slightly older than yours, but yeah, it's just any way you can for them to be able to maintain. कि ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ है ना, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ है ना.
Well, look, you heard it here first. Everything is very important, and you're doing an amazing seva. So keep doing it. And today's speaker is world class from London. He's running on Punjabi time. Nobody can blame him, but he's created a 200 million turnover business, and you managed to bring him here. So well done to you. So well done to you, and congratulations. So, guys, we're here with Janet, who is a lecturer in HR and leadership at University of Wolverhampton. Janet, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. You?
I'm very well. It's lovely to see you here today. Now, tell me, Janet, what are you looking to gain from today's talk from Dr. Ranger?
Well, I'm hoping to get some nuggets of wisdom that I can pass on to the students that I teach. A lot of them are not looking to work for companies, they're looking to work for themselves. So to become entrepreneurs, I'd like to find out, you know, the secrets to his success, if you like, and any barriers that he might have met along the way.
Well done. And do you notice that when individuals become successful, it's almost like a given that they become more giving and they give their secrets away? They don't hold much back? Or do you think it's the opposite? They don't give much away?
I think it's a bit of both, but I think that the secret to success really is to share with other people. There's enough room for everyone out there to be successful, if only we would share our secrets with others.
Beautiful. I concur with your comments there. Absolutely. The secret is to share. And of course, build your position that strong that you don't need to worry about sharing the secrets. Is that not the real secret of success, when you don't have to worry about what you share?
Absolutely. It's about acknowledging that there's room enough for everyone at the top. It's not one up here and lots of others down here. Everyone can be successful in their own right.
Okay, and how is Wolverhampton doing as Wolverhampton, as a city in its own right? How is it doing in terms of growth, in terms of business impact? Is it doing well, or is it average compared to the rest of the UK or Birmingham even? Can we compare Birmingham and Wolverhampton?
I think we're different types of cities. Obviously, Birmingham is much bigger, so there's a lot more focus on Birmingham. But Wolverhampton is successful, I feel, in its own right. There are a lot more young people who are stepping up into setting up their own businesses, and the university supports that through the SPEED programme as well. So we're happy to build upon the successes of these young people and to use role models like Lord Ranger.
Brilliant. And obviously it's a big thing that you've done here. I haven't seen Lord Ranger in person. So in order for Wolverhampton University to call Lord Ranger in, is it a big achievement from London especially?
Absolutely, it's a huge achievement for the university, but it just goes to show also that Lord Ranger himself coming up here to Wolverhampton is recognising the importance of us as a small city, the fact that we can grow, and to share his secrets with other people.
Okay, Janet, on a final note, you're doing ever so well. On a final note, please tell me one secret that you've learned in entrepreneurship or in anything that you teach. Tell me a little nugget that will help the viewers of Seek Channel in their journey.
Lead other people as you would like to be led.
Wow, nice and simple. So you heard it here first. Lead other people as you would like to be led. It sounds a little bit like treat other people how you want to be treated. It's the same. Well done. Thank you, Janet, for your time. Thank you very much. Likewise.
This evening's lecture, as well as being the home of the University of Wolverhampton Business School, which we're sitting in at the moment. So it's particularly pleasing that we're able to combine both areas of interest and host such an eminent businessman as speaker this evening. The University of Wolverhampton is known as the University of Opportunity, and this is meaningful for us. It is not simply a marketing strapline. Our mission is to provide opportunity and allow people to realise their potential, whether they're undergraduate students, postgraduate, or those undertaking continuous professional development. We want to give all of our students the opportunity to succeed, and we pride ourselves on the fact that we believe that we are very successful about this. Over 96% of our students are in employment or further study 6 months after graduation. We are delighted, therefore, to be able to welcome Lord Ranger this evening, whose success and story is perfectly aligned to the values of the University of Opportunity, and we look forward to hearing more about those successes this evening.
trustee of the Gandhi statue in Parliament Square. Ranger has won numerous awards for his business achievements and philanthropic activities. In 2005, he was made a member of the British Empire, and in 2016, he was made commander of the British Empire for his services to British business and the Asian community. He also won the Institute of Directors Director of the Year Award in 2013. Ranger believes in supporting education and helping to provide better facilities for students. To support the community, he donated £250,000 to London South Bank University to set up the Dr. Rami.
Yes, otherwise I would have been speaking to the empty room and gone back. Dean, Dr. Upinder G. Thakur, Andri Paul, Honorable, and Bluri, and all the distinguished guests from the armed forces, and I'm delighted to be here and to share my story with you. Before I share my story, I will put you in a lighter mood. And that story about an Indian and a Jewish guy traveling from London to Sydney over 20-hour flight, and the Jewish guy says to Indian, "You claim to be very clever. Let's have a Q&A. It's a long journey, we'll pass. I'll ask you a question. If you answer, I'll give you 500. But if you can't answer, you give me £5. And the Indian said, that's a good deal. Yes, they started the Q&A. He said, you go first. And the Jewish guy said, tell me, how far are we from here to the moon? They went flying. And he calculated, he had no clue how many height we are flying, what feet the moon is. So after a few seconds, he said, look, I give up. Here's the £5. I can't answer the phone. I can't answer the question. Then the Jewish guy said, it's your turn, you go. He said, what goes up the hill with 3 legs and comes back with 4 legs? The Jewish guy said, what goes up the hill with 3 legs, come back with 4 legs? He rattled his brain. After a few minutes, he said, I'm sorry, I give up. What goes up the hill with 3 legs and come back with 4 legs? I can't answer you. So he gave him £500. And he said, before I ask a second question, can you tell me what goes up the hill with 3 legs and come back with 4 legs? The Indian guy said, I don't know, here's a £5. So, the moral of the story is never get into a Q&A with an Indian guy where money is involved. They'll always find to relieve you of your cash. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be here in front of such highly educated guests and a distinguished armed forces personnel. I'm grateful to Dr. Upinder Ji for asking me to come and share my story, because it's very important that we learn from other people's experience. It's very difficult to learn everything from our own life, our own experiences. This is why we come to universities, we come to school, colleges, to learn from our teachers, we learn from our professors. I believe if I share my story with you, you will realize how easy it is to become successful in life. Besides, it's always good to understand that how other people have done. Yes? They say we should try to copy what we want to be. It's as simple as that. You want to be a doctor, you copy a doctor. You want to be an engineer, you want to be a soldier, you follow a soldier. You want to be a politician, follow. It's simple, whatever you want to be. And I wanted to be like Lord Siraj Paul, a successful entrepreneur. When I was growing up, he was the most inspirational lord or person I have ever known, because he has some special qualities. He's not only an accomplished person, he achieved so much, respected, but he's also very humble and very generous and very kind. You know, he's full of love, and he finds time. You know, for me to find time is not as important as for Lord Paul to find time for us is very important. He's a great inspiration for us, and you know, his generosity touched the lives of so many. So I wanted to follow Lord Paul because he set the bar very high, You know, because the communities are as great as the leaders. Yes, you have seen some leaders will take you to heights. Some leaders like Adolf Hitler, you know how they destroyed mankind. Millions of people lost their life because of those wrong leaders. So you've got to follow your leader very carefully. As you know, I'm the chairman of Sunmark Limited and Sierra Land Forwarding Limited. They're two of Britain's most fast-growing companies. One is a marketing company. One is a logistic company. I started logistic company because it was the cheapest. It was a service industry where you don't need cash. You just, like a doctor, accountant, solicitor, you just have to give your service. And therefore I could start the logistic company, picking up cargo from electrical shops, getting them to my warehouse, packing them, and then shipping them to Africa. Because people in those days, in 80s, most of the people used to buy product from UK. Now the Japanese have gone direct. Both the companies have been recognized by Her Majesty the Queen for their contribution to the economy. You know, the Sierra Land got Queen's Award for Export in 1999 for generating so much trade between various countries, and then Sunmark received an unprecedented 5 consecutive Queen's Award, which is very, very difficult, because as you grow your company, you have to grow 30% each year to be able to get that honor, to receive that. So we are very fortunate that no other British company has that accolade, and I dare say it will be very difficult, very, very difficult, because I found very difficult. We had to travel all over the world to get business. As you saw, I was made member of British Empire in 2005 and commander in 2016 and Lord in 2019. I'm a brand new law, still running in, learning the rope, all because of service to British business and to Asian community. I'm very passionate to serve my community, because it's very, very important that we are known for a positive community. So I'm here to demonstrate to you that one does not need a rich father, elite education, old school by network, or family wealth to be successful in life. However, one does need certain qualities. Yes, these are the qualities. As you can see, I had no father, no elite education, no family wealth, you know, wherever we started, but there were qualities. Those qualities were instilled in me by my mother. She was a teacher. She couldn't give us a lot of money, but she's still the right value. And the value, the education, is something which will make money for you throughout your life. My father was assassinated 2 months before my birth, because he was a great man, visionary. He could foretell the consequences of religious disharmony, and he pleaded with the then Muslim leader not to cut and run. After independence, there will be one man, one vote. India will be secular, democratic. Together we'll make a destiny. But they couldn't understand his vision of a united India free of rivalry. They assassinated him while he was trying to save some students who were caught up in communal rights. As a result, we lost our father and became refugee. And my father's statue is in Amritsar. His gold picture hangs in Golden Temple, Shaheed Galleries. I'm very proud of him that he died for the right cause. My life began in a refugee camp to age 2 months, no father, no home, everything lost, but a remarkable mother. We were 8 siblings. In those days, people used to have big families. And my mother was only 35 years old. And the youngest one was just 14 years old. I was just 2 months anyway. So I can't tell you how remarkable that lady was. All she said is, never give in, never give up, no matter what the fate throws at you. You will reach your destination as long as you study. You will starve, but you study. She was a very tough lady, by the way. We could not argue with her. I came to United Kingdom in May, I remember 22nd of May 1971, hoping the money grows on the trees and the roads are paved with gold. It'll be the easiest thing for me, land in UK, all will be done. When I came here, it was a huge shock, cultural shock, totally. For some time, some days I could not understand the language. I had seen them in English picture, speaking Queen's English. In London, they were Cockney. They were speaking, very different accent, different up north. This, all this confusion to me. But anyway, now I can understand. Especially the Scottish were a bit of a challenge. So, life started totally. We had no track record of success. We were a struggling community. India was a colony only a few years back, and the Indian people were just coming into this country. Our fortune changed when the Ugandan Asian were expelled. That saved our life because they came with money, they were educated, they were some standing they had in Africa, so they started buying houses and started buying newspaper shop and this and that. Then suddenly people realized that these are not all laborers. There are some good people among them. Anyway, so it was not a very friendly place. You couldn't get accommodation easily. The natives couldn't stand our curry food. Now they can't get enough of it. So that just shows how far we have changed these guys. So it was not a pleasant. But again, we knew that we will prevail. That we come from a poor country, but we come with a very rich philosophy. Our culture is 5,000 years old. We know how to respect our parents, children, all sorts of things we know. So that's why the family values prevail. You won't believe my first job was a car cleaner, wherever I went, because I had sold my motorbike, I sold everything, and I said, if I go back, let me earn some money before I go back. So wherever I went, they said, have you got experience? I said, no experience. And I said, nobody gives me experience. I can't have experience. So anyway, I took a job as a car cleaner, reluctantly. But my mother used to say, son, take pride in whatever you do. If you steal something, then you should be embarrassed. If you cheat somebody, then you should. But even if you're a sweeper, don't be ashamed. I said, fine. My mother said it, it must be right. So I worked hard, and I got compliment. Our cars are looking beautiful ever since you arrived. So that was the biggest compliment. Then I worked, my luck changed, I went to KFC. Yes, so I worked there for 35p an hour, but that was a good job. I was in warm place, yes, so plenty of food around. And there I worked. One day, my boss saw me working. I used to cook, then I used to come to this manager system and I said, can I help you? He said, mind the till, while I'm going somewhere or whatever shopping. He was fond of betting. So he would put me there and I'll go for horse betting around the corner. So my boss came one day and he saw me working very enthusiastically with customer. He said, you can work the till? I said, yeah, I can work the till. I'm a university graduate. I'm just trying to make some money. They gave me a break. He said, I'll make you assistant manager. So in Norwood, I got a shop in 72. I was the assistant manager there. And then after 73, I became a district manager, running 10 stores. Because I was always positive. I never gave them a lip service. Whatever they say, yes, sir. I knew I'm not an opposition leader. I don't want to cause problem. He's already got 26 balls in the air, and I can put 2 more. Positive attitude. So I became a district manager. I stayed there for another 6 years. Then suddenly I was made redundant. I worked for McCain, from McCain chips people, their frozen food. Then I worked for Dixon as a manager. That's where I saw people were buying electrical goods and taking them to Africa, Middle East, Caribbean, all this place. So I thought, I watched that guy, so we can do that, easy job. I discovered, while I was working, with just 5 principles, one can surge ahead. And luckily we are all born with them. They don't cost you anything. You don't have to go to Harvard. You don't have to go to Cambridge or Oxford. They are with you. And these 5 principles are very, very simple. They are. First one is a self-respect. You must preserve your respect because your dealings should be such that no one insult you. You come to work on time. You go on time. you deliver your responsibility properly, you don't cheat, you don't lie, whatever, all these qualities which can damage your self-esteem. When you don't have self-respect, then you are not going to grow further. Yes, you will be cutting corner, and you will not be able to make a world-class company. You see, we are non-dom. We are not non-dom. We are not offshore. We are here. Yes. So anyway, so that's very important. The people respect you for your integrity, and they say, "This is a great man. I can trust him." If people can't trust him with £5, they can't trust us with £500. There's just simple logic. That when I started working, I knew that my respect is in my own hand. Yet my boss will tell me once. If I react once, he won't take me twice. Otherwise, he'll become ruder and ruder and ruder. He'll start swearing, and he'll probably fire me. These are common sense. You can use it. If somebody reacts first time, you don't have to. You're a great person. He understands. Anyway, the second thing after self-respect, the most important, is the work ethics. Yes, there's no point looking at the clock while other people are working their work, watching their work. You're not going to go far watching clock. So ethically, somebody's employed you, he has paid you good money, he's going to pay you national insurance, he's going to pay you holiday pay, sick pay, whatever. The last thing you can do is when you come to work, you give them their pound of flesh. Yes? So the ethics are very important, that you work ethically, your suppliers do not suffer, your customer do not suffer, your staff doesn't suffer, because it's a complete, everything has its own side effects. So for example, our motto is we only succeed when our customers succeed. If customer lose money, we pay, because money we can always earn back. But if we lose a customer, he will take 10 customers away. So reputation is very important ethically. Staff, we got to train our staff. Money does not make money. People make money. Your most important ingredients in any business is staff, people. So we take time to explain the rationale behind our instruction. We don't want typewriter. We will do that. And then the superior also. Yeah, so ethically, we look after them. A customer, supplier, we pay them on time. Third one, okay, we have ethics, and we have to have a commitment. It's very important. We have ethics, self-respect, ethics, commitment. No matter how clever you could be PhD. If you do not have a commitment to your cause, yes, I'm just a university graduate from Punjab, but it's hare and tortoise story. The guy who works 6 hours and 8 hours, there is a commitment that you will go ahead. If you do more than the guy next door, naturally you go ahead. All these are common sense. And you can develop this habit by communicating with yourself. Being a very poor man, I always used to think, how do the hell I get out of this poverty trap? I want to do something. So these are all simple things. I will also tell you how I learned how to sell. So commitment is very important. That you are very committed to your cause. And fourth one is a vision. You have to have a vision. You know the crystal ball the gypsies have? You have vision yourself. Our crystal ball in our mind. We can always, we must see our aims and objectives, our dreams. You've got to dream big, and then you have to think, how do I want to get there? I want to go to Los Angeles. What is the best way to get there? Like that, yeah? So that's very important. And finally is empathy. You have to empathize with people. I'm all right, Jack. Will never allow you to become a successful person, or you have to show care and concern for others as you would expect them to show for you. So empathize with people. I have African ladies come to do business with me. Suddenly I think of my mother, how my mother would have gone to someone for help. And the man, instead of helping her, robbed her. She has come to me. I have instruction to my staff. When people come, you will not sell them anything until you understand the business. People can just go greedy. Give me 200 boxes. They're not collected as item. They say, take 20. When you come back, we'll give you another 20. Yes? Because it's very important that you just don't sell them wrong product, short-dated product, overpriced product. They have to compete in the market. They're your soldiers. You have to look beyond the obvious. It's a little bit further. It'll come back to bring you a lot more benefit than just thinking about me, right? So that's very important. Now, as you know, I started from nothing as a from logistic company. After I speak, you can have a Q&A session. You can ask me question, any question you want. So logistic company was started with the cheapest way. But then, because I had vision, I looked beyond. Customer coming to me, they were buying British supermarket products. My job was to collect those products from 6, 7, 8 suppliers. Somebody was supplying baked beans, somebody was ketchup, somebody salad cream, somebody Dove shampoo, somebody was Rexona. You know, all these, you see how many products are in Sainsbury. Nobody can buy full container at a time if he's running a shop or something. They buy a pallet loads, consolidation container. So my job was to bring these products, some batteries they're buying, some, you know, oh my God, they, you know, fruit juices, cereal, baby cereal, nappies, you know, so many products. So my job was to bring for all these places and consolidate into the containers. This is when God wants you to win a lottery, He'll give you an idea. Yes, so you win a lottery. So I said, if I help these people, because they're suffering, you know, they're paying for delivery charges, they're not getting delivery on time. One of the guys was suffering, so he asked me to help him, so I said, I'll help him. Unwittingly, I bought his product. I eliminated 7, 8 profit centers. He was now buying direct from me. He was paying for delivery charges, delivering from Birmingham, Solihull, Dudley. No, it was just being delivered to me at no cost. Plus, everybody was making 10, 15% profit. Now this guy was now suddenly saving £2,000 a container. And believe you me, I had a queue of people trying to do business with me, because you make profit while buying. If your buying is right, your selling is right, yes? You unless you're a very clever salesman, you can't buy bad and sell good, yes? So very difficult. So anyway, so like started. Then I walked into, I'm just telling you the vision looking, walked into supermarket products, Sainsbury, Tesco, and I looked at them, they had their own brand. I said, and their own brand product were much cheaper than the branded product. Then again I sat down with a glass of water in my head to start thinking, what do I do? Then I realized that these guys sell own brand because they don't have to pay for advertising, marketing, distribution, sales cost, yeah? So they go to manufacturer, make the product for me, I'll sell it in my own shop because I have captive audience. Then I said, I'm going to do something better than these guys. They patronize their customer. Their brands are horrible looking. They have basic value brand. I said, that means you're telling your customer that you're not good enough to have a beautiful sounding name. Then I went back to manufacturer. I said, if you make for me, what kind? He said, we have a grade A, grade B, grade. I said, no, I want exactly your product. Yes? So I went to them. I went to the companies only from UK. It's very important because common sense is not so common. People don't come to UK to buy Chinese product. They can go to China. So little things. So I said, I'm going to sell British products. That's why the Queen's Award. You know, by import, they'll send you to Tower of London. You're destroying jobs. Yeah. So I said to them, then I thought, people acquire taste. Yeah, they acquire taste. I don't want to give them anything. Like you have a healthy heart, healthy body, healthy, but you mismatch them. So similarly, I could have a very tasty product, but the customer is not used to it. Yes? You know, there's a beer called Guinness, very horrible, called, you know, bitter. Yeah, but some people like Guinness. They have acquired that taste, like Scotch whiskey. Yes? So anyway, so I said, there's so many brands, but people will say, I want one particular brand. So that was my best successful understanding of the product. Then I went back to the manufacturer. Only those manufacturers who had their successful product and they were doing well. I didn't go to a guy, you know, forgive me for using a proverb, you don't go to a bald man and ask him what shampoo shall I use for my hair loss. So I didn't go to those guys whose products were rubbish. So I went to those guys whose products were doing well. I said, I want that product. Because I can adopt any product. If I'm going to adopt a child, I'm going to adopt a child who's an MBBS, already earning good money. So So I got that product from them, and then I said to them, I have my own brand. So I said, what brand? I said, you have seen Lord Rami, Ranger of Mayfair. I could have been Lord Rami, Ranger of Tooting. Yeah. When you're going to imagine the best. Yeah. There were two guys, they were shipwrecked on an island. After 3 days, they were feeling hungry. One guy started munching away. And he said, what are you doing? He said, I'm very hungry. I'm imagining I'm eating peanuts. He slapped him. He said, if you're going to imagine almonds. So it doesn't cost you anything. So become a Lord of Mayfair, because I have a flat in Mayfair. So I decided to have brands, royalty, English breed, because British sounding name, Pure Heaven, because I only have few seconds for communicate with the customer that I'm selling British product. I don't have the huge budget, yes, to sell those products. Because if I sell money on advertising, this, that, I'll tell you that my product will become very expensive. So I had to be clever. So Pure Heaven, English Breeze, there's so many beautiful names, yes. So anyway, so that was that. And then I said, in Tesco, a butter is the same brand as a bleach. Yes, it doesn't, or juice, it does not conjure up some nice feeling, yes. So it's better for me to have a juices Pure Heaven, biscuit royalty, because they're all English biscuit, like that. Anyway, so less story. So we started this product, and because they were the same quality, 30-40% cheaper, people bought it, and everybody need a bag. Not everybody can afford Chanel bag, but they still need a good quality bag, yeah? So that was the motto. And there's a market for Mercedes, but there's also a market for Toyota. So I said, I'll go to Toyota market, give them Mercedes, they will, and now the business is growing huge, my own brands, yeah? Okay. Now, just to give you how to sell your product, yes? How to sell people can make product, and then you have to think, because I have very basic education, my logic are very basic as well. I looked at a mother feeding a child. She was trying to feed a child, and the child will close his or her mouth, yes? Then she force feed the baby. And the baby will try, and the next spoon was here, the baby had opened his or her mouth, yeah? I said, that's it. So I said, I will not spend money on advertising. It costs a fortune. I will give sample to people. Come on, try it. Built up the customer, baby feeding, force feeding, baby, give them sample. And it worked, yes? So little thinking, common sense. Now then I said, how do I grow my business? Yes. I just started my business with just £2 in a shed. I can't acquire any company. You have to, in order to grow your business, you have to merge or acquire GlaxoSmithKline Beecham, become so big company. Or you have to acquire, Mars have bought Wrigley chewing gum to become bigger, yes? So what do I do? Then third, logically, is the strategic alliances, yes? If somebody stronger than me, I need a help from another person like-minded. Look, we can't fight this competition alone. Let's have strategy. So for that, I decided to find distributor who are in my position. They also wanted to grow their businesses, but they were alone. So I built a strategic alliance with people and plugged into their already established distribution center. They were already selling 20 things. I said, you already got a customer base. Why? If you sell one, you can sell 10 products, 20 products. Like cash and carry, some shops are very small, they have big. So that's how we started. Now, how do you find customer and strategic alliances, partner for strategic alliance? Again, thinking cap. Hidden talent is no talent. If you can sing, you must sing. If you can dance, you must dance. If you can cook, you must cook. There's no point telling you, I am the best cook, but I'm not going to cook. Yes? So therefore, in order for you to tell the world what product, what services do you have, you have to exhibit. How simple it is. So we go to trade shows all over the world, and some of you will start your business. I will come to that as well. Some will you start business working for others. When you work for others, you work as if you're working for yourself, because if you work when you're being watched, you will not develop your true potential. Yes? So therefore, test your mettle working for others. In India, we have a saying, use somebody else's shoulder to fire the gun, because when you fire a gun, it gives you a jerk back. So if you're going to learn the trade, tricks of the trade, work for somebody 10, 15 years or 20 years or 5 years, how clever. Once you become expert, then you can start your own business. And if you start in your own family business, like Gauri, you have to start from the bottom upward. Yes? You got to understand what goes on to build this company. You just can't become a chairman without knowing. Tomorrow there's a problem, you don't know what to do. So these are little logical things. Yes, you don't need to go to university for that, but you can develop yourself. You have to understand your subject in very, very detail. Yeah, mediocrity will get us by, but it will not get us recognized. If you want to be recognized, yes, you have to do something more than the guy next door. And I always give this very simple example of two medical students. Yes, they go to same medical college, they study same subject, they same length of time, they get same certificate, MBBS. Yet one ends up in Harley Street. Do you know Harley Street? Anybody? The best street in London, where people travel from miles and miles and to go to Harley Street surgeon. Or there's a side street as well, on an ordinary clinic somewhere. There's a guy working, getting, you know. Now, if you know why one is in Harley Street and why is in side street or back street or whatever, or ordinary clinic, you have answered your life's question. And I'll tell you, some people say he was a rich man, he was an ambitious man, he had a, you know, some connection or whatever. The man in Harley Street, self-respect. He has got self-respect. His reputation travels. You know, when I started my ship freight forwarding company, I realized my reputation travels on people's cargo. I have to make sure it's properly secure, packed, and delivered. Okay? So that's how the business grew. So this man in Harley Street, when a patient goes to him or her, will take time in understanding the problem with the patient. He'll ask many questions. He will try to establish the cause. Then he will take a second opinion, third opinion. He's not in a rush, because he knows if I get it wrong, I will lose respect. So respect, self-respect is very, very important. Having established the problem, then he will think again, how do we now, what is the best method of treatment? But the man in an ordinary clinic is not in hurry. He's in hurry. He is not bothered with attention to detail. For him, it's a routine. The man's come, Mr. Shah, Mr. Singh, Mr. Ahmed has just come, train him, go. So that's very important. And the man in Harley Street, just because he's not rushing, makes far more money, enjoy far more respect. You can see Sunmark Limited has been honored by Queen, because we sit down with the customer, we make sure we understand his business. We don't want to give him an injection when he's allergic to penicillin. So these things happen. Yes? So simple as that. Okay, so we have to work hard to become the best among the rest. Excellence endures long after everything else is forgotten. If I ask you the cost of your shirts and jacket, you won't remember, but you remember the quality. Yes, it's very important, little thing. It's very important that attitude is very, very important. Yes, this attitude is so important for you to succeed in life, and you have to have a positive attitude for your superior, empathize with them, that this person is already under a lot of pressure, let's take some pressure. I used to become a tranquilizer. I said, I'm going to take his pressure. Whatever he said, whenever he said, okay, done. And there's some guys that just say, you don't know anything. You're stupid. Well, you know, they argue with the boss. Anyway, and they never progressed in their life. And your attitude toward your staff, junior also should be good. They are not employed as a typewriter. They should know the rationale behind your instruction. We must make them feel important. We must make them understand our business. This is very important. Rule number 1, always mix with the people of high achievers. You know, people who have achieved it better. Yes? Because you learn from them. You join, you know, people go to universities or clubs or whatever. So it's always good mix with people who have a track record better than you. By standing in short grass, we can look tall. You know, I try to mix with Lord Paul so I can learn great deal. Yes? So, and I do. So therefore, it's very important that you do that. It's also paramount to join bodies and association or organization which represent your field of work, so that you're kept abreast of what's going on in your chosen field. And it also offers an opportunity for networking. Networking is very important. Now, I'm coming to the end. What is the difference between success and failure? Is very, very small. Yes? We all have the same food, this attitude, same air, same clothes, whatever. But the successful person will work hard to benefit others. That's why he's respected. Your parents are respected, loved, mom and dad, because they work damn hard for your benefit. Am I right? Upendraji, you work very hard. Yes? And they respect you for that. But the person, failure, he thinks it's his or her divine right. People should be nice to me, regardless of my own attitude. I can come to office late, I can do whatever you like, but people should respect it. So that's the little final things. Nothing very special. We must remain an asset. Yes? If you remain an asset, this is an asset now. The day it breaks down and become a liability, it will be in dustbin. Same human being, we got to remain an asset by thinking, you know, friendship, our friends. Become an asset of friends. Make them laugh. Be positive. Don't backbite. And just make them feel. I have a policy that I've selected friends. When I meet them, I want to have a good time. If you want a bad time, I got lots of customers who don't. I have a lot of relatives who don't like me or anything like that. But the friends are special. You have selected them. And you select those friends who make you feel good. Yes? That's it. Don't go into toxic people who just looking at you all the time, putting you down. We have very limited time. Okay, I can summarize my business, my approach to business, in a very simple analogy. I believe our approach to business should be like that of a farmer who works over the months. Very hard he works for a bumper crop. You know, Vaisakhi, and he's dancing because he's seen his labor. Yes, but we should not be like a hunter who goes for a quick kill. Let's make the money today. Yes, it's a long journey, so we can do it. And finally, I must pay tribute to this great country. For you've seen a refugee who at times didn't even have shoes. Today I have everything and more. This is a great country where there are laws against discrimination. They allow you to succeed. The British sense of tolerance and fair play has allowed people like me to realize their dream and become an asset for not only their family but also for their adopted country. So please, 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 this is our country. We are here now. It's been good to us. Yes, we came here because we wanted to come here and get for a better life. So I think, long live Queen. Thank you. I've got enough wealth, enough security for me. Now my biggest challenge is Pakistan, where I was born, and India, where I grew up, to bring these two together. I made a organization called Pakistan, India and UK Friendship Forum, that we live in UK. We should not bring the politics subcontinent. And I'm going there to India and Pakistan. So we will work on the friendship, because what I done already, I'm very proud, because I done something right to be where I am today. But if man is made of circumstances. Yes, there are so many things which will shape your life. Yeah, you want to do something, but so many good people have been victim of health issues, family issues, lots of issues. So thank God I can't take credit, because I have a wife. My wife has played a very crucial role. My staff has played a very crucial role. No one can achieve much alone. My wife has, I should have said in the beginning, 3 women have played a very, very crucial role in my life. My mother, my wife, and the former Prime Minister Theresa May, for making me Lord. So I'm a fan of ladies. Country is a trading nation. They've been doing trading long before the EU or common market, yes? But they also are very right to have their own control. If you do not know who's going to arrive in your house tomorrow, you cook for 4 people, you make a school for 200 people, and 400 come. And because the British economy will always do well, we're very enterprising, the innovation take place here, they have connection with Commonwealth, specialization in America, Japan, China, India is emerging, and we're doing so well. So this country is not Belgium or Holland or Greece. They are a very, very successful country. From this small island, the people have touched the life of almost everyone. Look, I'm speaking English, thanks to them. So you have to understand, they are a very, very unique race. They are going to survive because they have trade going back anywhere. So the problem was that people could come to this country whether we need them or we don't need them. And if your economy does well, you will attract a lot more economic immigrant. They will push the wages so low, exploitation, all sorts of horrible things will come. So you have to manage your borders. If you can't manage your border, you can't manage your destiny. I'm so sorry. But I'm very optimistic that this country will be a very, very strong force. Already people, we have 52 countries in Commonwealth who love British product. I supply to all Africa where we had colonies. They buy British product, and we will do a lot more trade. And so I'm very optimistic.
So, ਸਿੱਖੀ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਅਸਿਊਮਿੰਗ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਮੰਜ਼ਿਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਆ ਟੌਪ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਆ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਇਆ
Other thing, the gentleman asked me, is Sikh faith important to you in my journey? I am not ashamed to tell you, if my mother wasn't Sikh, I don't think she could have lasted a few days. Her own brother asked her to give children to orphanage. You won't be able to cope. Yes? She was from villages. My father was a sherry. She was from villages. She said, you'll get a proper food, diets and everything. She was very clever, very hard work, very hard. So I don't think, and then we had a Guru Granth Sahib. And people who know about the Sikh faith, I will give you in 5 seconds. The Sikh faith is based on interfaith. Our Guru traveled thousands of miles when there were no transport, no rail, no roads, nothing. He traveled barefoot or just, with his couple of disciples. We don't know where the food is going to come, in search of truth. All he wanted to know, somebody said there's a holy man in Madras. So he will travel to Madras. That's called the leadership of vision. So he will go and collect that wisdom, wise word and bring them back. Then somebody said go to Tibet. Somebody said go to Mecca, the holy place for the Muslims. So he went there. He went to Nepal. He went to, I don't know, I can't tell you how many. So he traveled for 30, 40 odd years in search of truth. So in the end, he came to conclusion that no one religion or no one prophet has a monopoly over truth. So wherever you can get good ideas, just take them. Don't be so arrogant, so proud that it's my way or highway.